Hey everyone, my name's Thomas Lang. I'm a drummer and I'm sitting here in a car on my way to Guitar Center in Oxnard. We're doing a photo shoot for the Guitar Center Buyer's Guide, and it's a beautiful day in sunny California. I'm sitting here with my man Dustin from Guitar Center, and looks like traffic's not too bad. We'll be there in about 15, right Dustin? As a serious musician, which fancy myself, I think I'm able to turn off the Muso-Brain, the Muso part of the brain, and really just concentrate on a song or on a vibe, on a person, when I'm working with them, and to be sensitive to what they want to say or what they want to do. I'm challenged as much by simplicity as I am by complexity, if you know what I mean. Music doesn't have to be complicated for me to enjoy it, and music doesn't have to be, so self-indulgent, for me to enjoy it. I dig simple stuff, and I don't have to be blown away all the time by the vocal acrobatics of some singer, I'm cool with it, as long as the people are cool with it too. And I mean, usually the people that I've worked with that were sort of average, they also know that they're average and they fully admit it. They don't pretend to be anything else. So there's no problem, in regard to, knowing of or to understand what the dynamic is here, if you know what I mean. If there's an average singer in a really killer band, the singer wouldn't really try to blow anybody away. He'd just be very happy to be there and to have such a great band behind him, backing him up, Yeah. And it's all good. Electronic drums versus acoustic drums. It's a bit like comparing a synthesizer with a grand piano, It's both are keyboards, but the way the sound is generated is very different. So an electronic drum kit is a little bit like, a synthesizer that you play with drumsticks. But modern drum sets, modern electronic drum sets like the Roland V drums are a lot more than that. They feel like real drums. The response is realistic. They look like real drums. They have real shells like real drums. So once you close your eyes and don't look at the gear, you don't notice and realize that you're playing an electronic drum set. The benefit of the electronic drums, of course, is that you don't have just one drum sound, but you have thousands, and those thousands can be modified even more and more. And it's a really great modern tool for practicing at home quietly, for home recording, for recording professionally in studios, and so on, live, of course. But the one thing that I think you can never simulate correctly with a electronic drum kit is the air that you move with an acoustic drum set. If you play and you hit that membrane in front of you, you can feel that there's something going on, that there's air moving. You don't have that sensation, that very powerful response from a drum with the V drums, unless you put the cans on and obviously you crank up the volume. Then, however, the feeling is at least as good, if not better, because the sound is always perfect on the V drum. So I think it's a really important tool for practicing, playing, etc., etc. Electronic drums rule, basically, and there is no versus for me. There is only, electronic drums and acoustic drums. I always use both, I play both, and they're a valid and important supplement in addition to, our arsenal, of instruments. As a modern musician, I think you have to use it in today's music, because there's a lot of music that is actually written and and produced and composed on electronic instruments like electronic drums and drum machines. And to authentically replicate those sounds, you have to use the right equipment. You can never reproduce some of those sounds with acoustic drums. So I think they're essential and important and awesome and great fun, and I love them. I love all drums.